Hello everybody, Jet here, and as I have been promising for ages and ages and ages, I am finally going to do a Bretonnia campaign. We are going to be playing as, well, I've looked through them all.
I am the blood of Gilles.
And,
What do you seek?
and I've decided to play as the Fay Enchantress, who I have played for as before, simply because we get the great upkeep greatly reduced for Grail Guardian units, which means endgame we'll be able to have more of them, and they are an incredibly powerful unit there. Living Saints, anti-infantry. There are other good units there. We also get some Battle Pilgrims to start with, who are a very good unit as well. And a Trebuchet, so you can't complain. You can also field more peasant units, which is nice. The extra replenishment. And Lord effects cause fear and things. Obviously, Bretonnia's a bit different because we've got a Christian-based roster, so we've got lots and lots of cav. Be warned, I'm not good at cav, so this could be an interesting playthrough. But it should help me learn to use cav. Obviously, we have to deal with chivalry as well. We've got the peasant economy. Far more fight. Anyway, let's jump straight in. And obviously, while we're playing as Bretonnia, we've got a very different roster of units to use than other factions. So we'll see. Again, this is probably going to be a shorter campaign, guys. We'll see how it goes. It's going to be interesting because we're going to have to deal with a lot more vampires than we used to with the Barrow Legion in the north. And the vampires have definitely received a buff as well. So with the recent updates, we'll see how the AI handles that. I suspect by the time I get into the north, I'll be very powerful. That said, my initial plan is to push down into Estelia and defeat the Beastmen, capture that territory to start with, and then try to confederate my allies in Bretonnia.
Your lands, wise and Fay Enchantress. Your kingdom is in peril and has need of your strength. Dark clouds are brewing abroad. The elves of Athelloren grow bold of late. Their expansionist desires see them encroaching beyond the limits of the forest. Hold your own against their ilk. The nearby mountains are infested with greenskins. As ever they battle the stubborn dwarfs, be vigilant, lest their filthy scourge infects Bretonnian lands. Along the coast, the mercenaries of Tilia sell their swords to the highest bidder. You can be sure they value coin over loyalty. Be wary of them. The savage beast lord Kazrak dwells nearby. He is set upon a path of war that will invariably bring him into contact with you. You must defeat this ruinous threat. Ever blessed by the Lady of the Lake, Bretonnian lands serve the goddess completely. Show no fear. March forth, and in her name, restore the virtue of your realm.
So obviously we are the furthest south of all of the Bretonnian factions. We have to deal with chivalry as well, so we need to build up our chivalry, which we can spend to get the Green Knight and things. It also gives us various buffs as it increases, and if we have too many peasant units, we start having issues. But at the moment, because we've not working all our farms, we get them cheaper. The Green Knight is very powerful when we do eventually get him.
The Dukes of Bretonnia have resided under a chivalrous code for many years. Honor this tradition, build upon the great foundations of Gilles le Breton, and lead the knightly orders forward to glory.
Okay, now I'm not actually starting at war, so we'll use that to our advantage. I'm going to move you straight into our army to start with. Let's get 800 chivalry as our first mission. Now they're going to fail, and I kind of want Estelia to fall a little bit. So I'm not so bothered by that. Obviously, we've got a fairly decent starting army. Obviously, peasant mobs are not good. We've got semi-decent archers. I mean, they're not great, but we've got a reasonable loadout to start with anyway. I don't really know this faction set up too well. Though to start with, all our settlements have walls, which is quite nice. We've got a reasonable income. Ooh, I need to get an armory to unlock them, though. Provides a garrison of Grail Knights, which is always useful. Now this is the other fun thing. Certain buildings are only achievable after getting other buildings. So we'll grab a farm to start with, because obviously it does twofold. It provides us with income. It doesn't actually provide us with growth. This gives us growth. So we've got a really odd set of buildings. We've got buildings which rely on other buildings, which is a bit weird, but yeah.
You seek prophecy.
I want to replace those peasant mobs as quickly as we can, because, well, they're not particularly good.
The lady gives you her blessing.
I'm going to straight up drop them, because they're just costing money, and I'm not going to use them. Right. Extra growth straight away, though I do also want to... Oh, yeah, I'm going to go for that, because we do want to start... confederating as quickly as we can, and we've got to unlock these to confederate. Now the downside is I have to get down to the lower ones to be able to confederate with the people near me. I kind of do feel it should be all swapped around a little bit for the different factions, because if you start as Bretonnia, you get the buffs to confederate the ones who start next to you right away. Should we level that up? See, I don't see a point in leveling that up if we're not getting a spiffy. Ooh, extra growth. And of course, I'm going to be very remiss if I'm not getting reasonable amounts of cav with these guys. Ooh, I hadn't even realised the Dread Fleet starts right there. Which means Estelia is now doubly in trouble. Usually it starts in the Vortex campaign, it starts right next to its... right next to Galleon's graveyard, so they are somebody else I'm going to have to deal with early, and we may want to sell forth and deal with them relatively early, actually. Putting an end to pirates. It's good, it's an honourable thing to do, so... Now, Bretonnia are all about honour and, you know, loyalty, so... That's, well, we'll try and play it. We'll try and play in their style. So we'll try not to go to war with the other Bretonnian factions unless we absolutely have to. Now, I do also have the threat of the Wood Elves, who may also go to war with me early on. But I don't particularly want to be trying to take their territory. If I can avoid going to war with them, I will, because they're quite nasty. Greenskins, an unpleasant land. Your people live in fear for evil stalks Bretonnia. Greenskins have infested the mountains and forests, harass and raid the surrounding villages in ever greater violence. They now mass in the hills and people fear them. Space, greenskin incursions. So we've got 20 turns of negative income. Oh, negative. Oh, that's horrible unless we take a greenskin settlement. And there isn't a greenskin settlement anywhere near us. Yay. That's a little... annoying, to be fair. There we've got a reasonable population surplus. Oh, that's unpleasant for us.
I am the Fay.
I'd like having the Grail Guardians to start with. Oh, we don't have public order, we have control, because we're a very feudal society. Anyway, I guess I'm kind of sitting here dealing with the greenskin incursions then, until I get a chance to do something else. Unless I want to march through the Wood Elf territory to find some greenskins. I guess... no, none of them are really near any greenskin settlements. I think all of the factions get this debuff at the start, and it just gives you a bit of a rough start. That's going to cause us rebellions very quickly. Now that's something I'm going to have to deal with early, but also I can sail down and potentially cap that settlement quite quickly now. But I definitely want to watch Kazrak and make sure that I deal with him early. I guess Bretonnia kind of do have a close greenskin settlement. They've just got to go through Marienburg, but you do end up fighting Marienburg quite early as them. Maybe I should have played as them, but I mean, I will get there. Assuming he's not wiped out beforehand, I will get him. I will get that, and I will get there, and I will get their lord, who is very good. The issue is, if I leave this settlement, it becomes even worse.
You have the favor of the Fay.
Ooh, 12, 13, 14, 15. So no, we don't want that. 12, 13, 14, 15. That's the absolute maximum we can have, guys. Because if we go over that, we start having problems. So actually, I may want to look at replacing one of these. Are they peasant units? Yes. To push straight up to that. So actually, I'm going to knock that over. For now, because I definitely don't need the income just yet.
Who wishes the grave? I shall go. I will grant you this boon.
5 archers should be enough. A few extra swordsmen, because I don't think these guys are going to have too much large yet. And lots of cav. They're going to settle there, aren't they? Now, the nice thing about the pirate is actually, I suspect a large cav force will be very strong against them, especially early game, because I'll be able to just ride them down quite quickly. So I'm going to work to get some extra cavalry into my army as quickly as we can. That said, I need to be careful, because some of my first techs I probably want to learn, because you've got to learn, lords have to gain some experience before they can really command cavalry, because you've got to have certain research done, or it costs extra money to have various types of cav. Which is why some of the other lords are quite good, because they start with them unlocked, whereas we don't. So, yeah, a Knight's Vow at rank 2 is something we want to get very early, because these guys, while we have reduced upkeep, they're still quite expensive. That said, I might actually replace a couple of those with some yeoman cavalry next turn. Just to give us some extra fast movers and some chaff to throw into the fray when to keep the other guys relatively safe. And I definitely don't want to let them keep their long run, but for now, there's not too much I can do about it. This is a bit of a rough start, to be fair, because I can't really leave my settlement for fear of getting a rebellion. I could build another lord. I want to keep an eye on working out where those beastmen are. And I'm going to send my hero down there to have a look. Because the beastmen could very easily be sneaking towards my territory. And I wanted to go and have fun with the island. Try and get some treasure.
You seek prophecy.
I know the way. My path is revealed. I have seen the way.
Actually, that's not bad. If I go to public control, actually, we can do quite well there.
You seek the lady?
Though that is with me being in here as well.
I protect Bretonnia.
Let's see what that's like next turn. This is definitely a rough start. I don't trust them. at all. But if I can batter him early, that's actually quite good, because it stops him growing, because he grows he can recruit on himself. So battering him early is very good. He's quite a good lord, though. He's a very good lord in battle. Oh, please let them go to war. That's actually quite worrying, because if I get hit by all of them at once, that could be quite painful. But extra cab for dealing with the vampire coast is definitely a good idea. I really don't care about what these guys are doing. Ooh, extra chivalry. And buffs for lords.
I deem your quest worthy.
Let's get ourselves some mounted yeomans.
Prophecy.
Which we can still do for now. We can go over this, it just causes us negatives when we do it. Right, levelling here up sounds like a good idea.
Molgiana. Who wishes the grave?
No, not worth it.
Who calls me hence? I will come to your aid.
The yeoman archers are quite good. Are they Parthian shot? I think they are. Which means they can shoot in all directions, which is quite useful too.
I am gifted.
I'm going to leave you there, keeping an eye. Pavion is... Let's have a look. Who are on my borders? So we'll go for this one, so we can get... get Pavon... Paravon next, so we can attempt to get a confederation with them. These are quite good as well, because it gives us other various bits and pieces. Obviously, I do want to start doing these as well for the extra growth and things soon. But I want to get this one early so I can start working on my confederations. My plan is to try and confederate Bretonnia. Now, I suspect the north of Bretonnia is going to get scourged by... Oh, are they... If they go to war, that's only beneficial for me. I just wish I could leave my bloody settlement. This greenskin incursions is nasty. I mean, it'd almost be better to let the greenskins take one of my settlements than retake it to get rid of this. It does kind of mean I'm going to have to actually spend my first bit of time building myself up, paying attention to what I'm doing, which I guess is good. But at the same time, it means I'm not expanding. Now, does that always happen at the start, or is it just a randomly rolled thing? It's quite a brutal negative to you, minus 20. Oh, and now we got disappeared as well. Oh, wow. We are not having a good time here, guys.
Ever ready.
My magic is yours.
You have been granted access to my halls. Don't make me...
Welcome to fair Bretonnia.
You can have a non-aggression pact.
Lord of welcome, friends. Let's
As
hope we
can
come
you. I'd like to get some trade out with them relatively soon. Can't actually see them. Oh no, we are only in contact with your vest.
The Phoenix Court is a dangerous place for unwelcome guests.
I'm at war with them? I did not know that. You do always start a war with somebody, and I think it's a bit of an odd one to start a war with them.
My steps
Just
are
going to stay
guided.
there, keeping an eye. Again, this is not the nicest start. I'm going to leave to incite a rebellion so I can attack it to get my city to incite a rebellion, a greenskin rebellion, so that I could get some experience at least of my army. Go on. You want to attack there, beastmen. There's already chaos corruption rather than vampiric corruption. I guess in this one it makes sense for them to take out there because they start so close. Obviously we also have our Aranessa down here as well. Again, if I take here, I probably want to take out both of them fairly early because they're going to keep scourging the seas around there if I don't. I don't care about the freebooters. I suspect a lot of these pirates will leave me alone so long as I leave them alone.
I hear the winds.
There you go, we're going to get a rebellion, but I kind of want to, as I said, I kind of want to push that because I want to get the experience so I can get a Knight's Vow so we can actually work on some Knights Errant sooner rather than later.
What is your behest?
And you are going to pull back up
Making
here to
my
get
way.
join the army and get some experience too.
My lady, honor me.
Yep, I know there's about to be a rebellion, I'm inciting it myself. Because I'm that bored. That will also be helping my public order. I may even let it build up for a turn. Now I believe I can have as many chivalric units as I want in my army. There's no limit on them. It's just the peasantry, which I can only have a limit on, and otherwise it starts affecting me. And you can take that hit if you want at points by going over if you're in absolute dire straits. It's just this balance because I don't think it lowers public order or control. I think it lowers your production, your food, your growth basically, and your income. Which right now is not bad. There you go. Oh, Estelia is already gone. Wow.
Mogiana.
What would you have of me?
Yeah, let's try and block the army. Failure.
You seek the lady.
Let me think about it. No!
There we go. Yeah, I'm just going to auto that. Oh, wow. Okay, maybe I shouldn't have autoed that. That's kind of what I think my Grail Guardians did a good job.
I plead softly. Fay Enchantress. What do you seek?
I could raid, but we take, we lose chivalry by doing that. A Knight's Vow. Oh, we can awaken the wood. Oh, wow, we get this spell list. Ah, I didn't realise that. These are our very wood elfy spell list. I'd usually get Route March first, but that's very good, and I want to go through all of those to reduce the cost of knights as quickly as I can, and you want to push through them as quickly as you can with all of your armies. Again, we're just going to allow the rebellions to occur so that we can farm them for some experience, basically. And income, because battering an army always makes you money. In fact, it's probably making me more money than... In fact, that's what I should have been doing. Ooh! Okay, the beastmen killed themselves on Skaven. Both worry me. Now, I don't want to be going towards Skavenblight just yet, because as you can see, they can just hop under the mountains using the underway. Well, considering I'm starting this campaign, this has been quite a grotty start, actually, for it. I know we have an imminent rebellion, and as before,
Lady gives you
I
her
actually
blessing.
just don't care. That's good. For now, I'm not doing anything because I want the income, because I want to be able to get a
Grant me your gifts, my
basically,
lady.
I want to be able to get the upgrade this so I can get the Knights Errant. These are an expensive train to go up, but the Hippogriff Knights are quite nice. Yeah, all the top ones are quite nice. Grail Knights are very good.
You seek prophecy.
Well, these are Grail Guardians. They're a special one, aren't they? Which are recruited from, is it a special building? Where do you recruit Grail Guardians from? Ah, from the Grail Guardians, from the Cathedral of the Lady. They are still a very, very powerful unit, which is quite nice to
I
have.
hear the winds.
We are going to use these rebellions to cement my experience, level myself up, get myself some income. While it's happening, we may as well utilise it to the best possible, as best as possible. We'll also get the building which provides us extra growth soon, because I want to push this place up as quickly as possible. I was trying to work out where to go, so we're just going to try and confederate up north as we can. We'll try and capture all of Estelia when we can. Migado Miragliano may have to be renamed when I take it. There's also somewhere else I need to take at some point. We have another incursion! Surprise, surprise.
You seek the lady.
I'm actually going to fight this one. So I've at least fought something. We've got the Night Gobbers who are paying because they've got that special ability. Oh, do they not? Are these not the specialist ones? I know it's the Night Gobber Fanatics. They've got a lot of fast movers, but my Cav... Well, we'll use my Cav as a group, so...
Grail Guardians!
I don't see the negative of using this formation, because it only seems to provide positives. Alright, down here.
Spare man at arms!
We'll use my battle pilgrims in the centre. You guys can form a nice line. It's actually formed as I form them.
Ever ready.
You require magic?
Okay. No, I'm happy with that. You guys are going to move over here. Now what I could have done is had my Cav in here as an ambush force. But I'm actually kind of happy to have them up here as an ambush force. So we can just drop onto the side. Right, what do you want to be hitting? Let's hit those gobbers. You guys can actually start heading over here.
Armed and ready!
I'm not even going to be subtle with these guys. You can actually move into the centre though.
Ready to ride! For the king! What do you be?
Straight down into them.
Fair man at arms! For the lady!
Morgiana.
Sorry, I'm just paying attention to my abilities. Oh god, we may have messed up by moving that other unit. Let's buff them, though my Grail Guardians are going to hammer straight into them.
For the king!
Let's cast an explosion on them. Ooh, those yeomans need to pull out. Oh god, I just blew up my own unit, didn't I? Oh, I'm an idiot.
Men at arms! Grail Guardians! Swift
My Grail Guardians can actually get around the back here. You can pull out. They're getting shredded by those Night Gobbers. Yeomanry aren't great. That is the thing to remember.
arrows ready!
Let's keep peppering that war boss.
Men of Bretonnia!
You guys can pull forwards quickly.
Clear out! Men at arms! Full teeth!
Damn it.
Trebuchet!
Oh wow, they came back behind.
Enchantress.
For a heal out on the Trebuchet, you can turn and hit them.
I call thee.
Battle Pilgrims are on him. They'll do reasonable. He's actually already breaking.
Take the ground! Slay them!
Let's charge them. You guys can just reform along here.
Quickly, lads! By the lady! For the lady!
All my archers can go on those Night Gobbers. You guys can turn in and reform.
Shift them!
Let's hit them hard. Both my units of yeomen can charge them. They're coming back.
Power of light.
Let's buff these guys up at least a little.
I invoke thee.
That's perfect. I want to keep chasing them down over there.
Ready to ride!
God, mounted yeomanry are terrible. We've shattered them completely. Let's throw a heal out over here and you guys can slam over here and finish off their boss. God, I'd actually done better by autoing this. Ooh, turn and hit those forest gobbers. That'll do nicely. We've got them nicely trapped. These guys aren't actually bad. You know, they're not anti-large. And we're going to crack them completely. That was not a pretty battle, and I didn't manage my This is the point of this campaign. It's actually trying to teach me to manage my cavalry better. Because they got 48 kills. They did well. They got the most kills of anything, which they should be, to be fair. But everything else... Well, no, my Trebuchet got the most. But, you know... my archers did well, but everything else was a bit trash. But then again, these guys are a bit trash, so... They're not really meant to be what's getting my kills. In this, it really should be the Grail Guardians who are doing the most of the work. Now, we've got several more turns of these rebellions, but it's a good way of farming some money and some experience for my units. And certainly, you know, as my Grail Guardians get more and more experience, they are just going to get more and more lethal. Because you can see there, they didn't lose a single unit, guys.
Who calls me hence? Ever onward. Witness
Let's
her
definitely
power.
chase them down. Execute them. I don't want to take the chivalry hit.
Onwards with my name.
We'll be able to afford that in a couple of turns. Flock of Doom is a very nice ability. What's Wild Hunt do? Actually, that's quite good as well. When I'm casting, no, but there's no point getting it this early. Flock of Doom is very nice, though, against multiple targets. And we've leveled up a couple of times. Route Marcher, unsurprisingly. I think Lord skills are going to be very important for us here. And that's actually a really powerful ability. Then again, these are a lot of buffs as well, but I'm going to do some basic army buffs early as well here. I was hoping to get a bit more loot from looting that faction, but never mind. Okay. But this is not. What I really should have done is tried to get a. No, I'd have never done it. See, I should have just zerged through their territory to try and kill a thing here, but I'd have pissed off the Wood Elves doing that, and that's a bad idea. This is quite a brutal debuff to get this early. And it really does shape the start of my campaign, because I can't do much about fear of massive rebellions. Nice, and that gave us some extra things.
Through forest and glade.
We're still going to get that rebellion, but we're in a better position.
The laws of chivalry demand I hear you.
I am no churl.
Oh. We're certainly not going to pay you
Protector,
for it.
the laws of chivalry demand I hear you. Impossible.
Oh, yeah, we don't actually have the ability to get that one yet. We got it with Artois. Straight onto that one. And we're going to end turn straight away again. I know we're going to get another rebellion, but I don't care. We're just going to batter them down. It's probably going to be another quick auto. I'm a bit surprised the Beastmen haven't come into my territory yet, but they've probably left. They might have gone the other way because of the Dread Fleet taking places. Now, I do want to go and deal with the Dread Fleet relatively soon, and that gives me a good... Actually gives me a really good reason to go into there and recapture it. Because we are protecting them from a Dread Fleet. Though I'm potentially going to have to deal with the Dread Fleet, as I mentioned, because actually the idea of letting them get powerful. But once I've got a good force of knights, we'll do quite good. I'm a bit worried about their oh, what's it called? Necrofex, their walking ship. But still, it should be dealable with. These incursions are getting slightly bigger each time, which kind of makes sense as well.
Destroy them.
Yeah, lost a couple of units. Lost us another unit again, but I'm not so fussed by that. Take the leadership buff.
You seek prophecy. You seek the lady.
And now we'll be able to get some more knights in a few turns. How many more turns of this horrible thing do we have? 9 turns.
Who wishes the grail? I am the Fay.
And we can already get the questing now, so that's not bad actually for us. Area of effect. I don't like spells which don't have an area of effect, to be fair. Ooh, an extra tax for local province. And let's re-recruit
I will
him.
grant you this boon.
And we are going to end this one here, guys. So not much. I do apologise. We're in a bit of a tricky situation with that debuff. Well, hopefully, though, once that debuff's done, we'll have a better army and we'll go straight on the offensive down this way, through here. And we'll potentially even look at building up to take on Skaven Blight as early as we can. As always, thank you very much for watching, guys. Please feel free to pop any comments in the comments section or jump over to my Discord and say hi. There are also links in the comments to my Discord, as well as my Twitter and my Patreon, and my I've got a partnership with Fanatical, which is also linked down there. Thank you very much for your time, guys.